New Tesla Model Y Performance. It's not yet on sale in the United States, but we do know the details. We do know the specifications. We know it's faster, and it is on sale in some places already. For some reason, you guys in the US are not going to get it first. You're going to get it, I wouldn't say last, but certainly not first. At this point in time, it's only confirmed for being manufactured in Germany. And Australians, for some reason, we're going to get the Model Y Performance from Germany instead of from China. This has resulted in a bit of a price rise, unfortunately. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. The new Model Y Performance is, I think, the best value performance car Tesla have ever made. In fact, it is. It really is. The Model Y Performance, well, global order books are now open in some countries. Australia, you can now order the Model Y Performance. First customer deliveries are scheduled for, I think, late November, probably more like December 2025. The performance version is priced at 89,400 Australian dollars. That's 57,800 US dollars. That means it's just below the luxury car tax threshold in Australia of 91,387. So it's substantially cheaper than its rivals, such as the Hyundai or Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Ford Mustang Mach-E GT. Model Y rear-wheel drive, it costs 58,900 Australian dollars. That's 38,000 US dollars. This is in Australia. The Model Y long-range all-wheel drive is 68,900. That's 44,500 US dollars. And the Model Y Performance is 89,400 Australian dollars. That's 57,800 US dollars. So it's a lot more expensive. You're looking at literally nearly $20,000 more expensive for the Model Y Performance versus the Model Y long range all-wheel drive. So that's about 13,000 US dollars more. However, there is one key difference. You don't pay for paint. You can get whatever color you want. There's no extra cost for color options. If you want to get red, there's no $2,500 charge or whatever it is. So the difference in price is, it's probably closer to around 17,000 Australian dollars or around about 11 or 12,000 US. International pricing. The Model Y Performance is on sale in Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, expected to be. Canada, we don't have a price. We do have prices for Germany, 62,000 euros. That's 66,800 US dollars. I think it's actually a pretty good price for Germany. United Kingdom, it's 62,000 Great British pounds, which is 77,000 US dollars. The United Kingdom has all these taxes involved, so cars are always more expensive in the United Kingdom. So there you go. That's basically the only countries I think that I know of so far where we have pricing is Germany and the United Kingdom. Yeah, Germany, the German price is a fair bit more than Australia, which is surprising because, I mean, the car has to be shipped all the way from Germany to Australia. And apparently we do pay a 5% tariff on German cars that are over a certain price, or German-made cars anyway. Now, some people in the comments are saying, oh, wow, this car is made in Germany. It's going to be better quality than all the other previous cars, the other previous Teslas. And I'd say, no, that's ridiculous. The truth is the majority of the cars are made by robots, and I don't think it makes any difference if they're made in China or in Germany. Model Y Performance carries over the dual motor performance 4DU system with outputs varying a little bit by region. Europe, 343 kilowatt or 460 horsepower and 490 newton meters of torque or 361 pound-feet. Now, I want to tell you in a minute, I think Tesla's lying. US and Canada, it's expected to be 380 kilowatt or 510 horsepower and 554 pound-feet, which is 750 newton meters of torque. So basically, we're seeing people say that the US-Canada version has 260 newton meters more torque and 50 more horsepower. Now, I don't think that's accurate on the torque front. And the truth is, the numbers don't really add up, because how is this car quite a bit faster if the power hasn't changed at all? I mean, that's the power of the previous version. Basically, Tesla is saying, and they actually said this in an email today in Australia, the power is unchanged. They listed the power, it's the same as the previous version, but then they said the motor at the back has been upgraded to have more power. So if the motor at the back has been upgraded to have more power, how can the car have the same power? And how can it be faster? I don't know. Anyway, 0 to 100 takes 3.5 seconds. That's 0 to 62 miles an hour. Some regions list 3.3 seconds, but I think that's generally for 0 to 60 miles an hour in the United States. Top speed is 250 kilometers an hour. Now this means 155 miles an hour top speed. Now this means it's 0.2 of a second faster from 0 to 100. It doesn't sound like much, but actually it's pretty significant. The lower you go, the harder it is to go faster, obviously. So going from 3.7 seconds to 3.5 seconds, it's actually a bit of a jump. And I don't think you can do that without adding any more power, as Tesla are claiming. Anyhow, that means it's only 0.2 seconds slower to 100 kilometers an hour or to 62 miles an hour than the Tesla Model 3 Performance sedan. So it's one of the quickest SUVs in its class. Now, what about range and battery? Well, to be honest, no one knows what the battery is. We just know that Tesla said it has higher voltage and a higher energy density. So if you ask ChatGPT, this is what ChatGPT will tell you. The Performance is powered by an upgraded 79 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, we just know, I believe it's LG Chem batteries, actually higher voltage and higher energy density. In the US, of course, it won't be. I don't think it'll be LG Chem. I believe it'll be Panasonic batteries in the United States. WLTP range has increased significantly though. 580 kilometers, that's 360 miles. That's the EPA equivalent of 324 miles or 522 kilometers. So it's got only 20 kilometers less range than the long-range all-wheel drive. And in fact, it's actually got 36 kilometers more range than the launch version of the long-range all-wheel drive, which came out in May of this year. Now that means it has more range than the Model 3 Performance, which is kind of strange. Anyhow, Tesla says it can add 243 kilometers or 151 miles of range at a supercharger in 15 minutes. So 15 minutes to add 151 miles of range. That's not bad. Performance version gets some changes. On the exterior, it gets a redesigned front and rear bumpers to reduce drag and lift. It's got these kind of splitters on the back, but they're not really real. They sort of just end, don't really go underneath the car. But they look cool anyway. It also has 21-inch Arachnid forged alloy wheels, so pretty big forged wheels. Red brake calipers, it's got bigger brakes than before. Gloss black exterior detailing and a carbon fiber rear spoiler. And like I said, a rear diffuser. These changes make it, I think, look good. Tesla said it improves its high-speed stability. I don't think it would make a big difference in terms of high-speed stability. I think that's probably other things like the chassis and handling. Speaking of the chassis and handling, Tesla has introduced adaptive damping, the same adaptive dampers it's using on the Tesla Model Y L to the Model Y Performance. Drivers can select standard, sport, or track modes, with each adjusting spring stiffness, damping, and traction control. So it's actually using proper adaptive magnetic dampers. The chassis has been revised with new springs, new anti-roll bars, and bushers, improving responsiveness and precision according to Tesla. Suspension and stability settings can be customized via the car's new 16-inch central touchscreen. It's up from the 15.4 inches in most other Teslas. It's actually the same screen being used in the Tesla Model Y L, and Tesla say it's much brighter and has a lot more pixels than the existing or the older screen. On the inside, it gets some changes as well. It gets heated and ventilated front seats with powered thigh cushion extenders, carbon fiber inserts across the dash and the door panels, aluminium pedals, improved graphics, and higher resolution on that digital screen. The seats are also different as well. They're similar to the seats in the Model Y L. They've got more bolstering, more side support for going around corners. Reports also say there is additional sound insulation, more acoustic glass, and a 9 airbag system in line with recent updates across the Tesla range. So, the Model Y, it was refreshed earlier in 2025, so it gets all those changes that already came in 2025. Tesla is hoping the performance will help it reverse some slow sales, but it appears to me the Model Y L is actually the car that's helping do that. Tesla got 130,000 orders in, I believe, 14 days in China for that car. But yeah, will it help Tesla revive its sales? I don't think so. I think performance version is always a niche car. Anyway, the Model Y remains Australia's best-selling electric car, comfortably outselling the BYD C-Line 7 and Tesla's own Tesla Model 3. So what do you guys think? I mean, here are my thoughts, right? The Model Y performance combines basically supercar-like acceleration. Yeah, I mean, 3.5 seconds, 0 to 100. That's what we saw in supercars only a few years ago. It also has 580 kilometers of range, 360 miles, pricing that undercuts most of its rivals, or pretty much all of its rivals, although one rival it doesn't undercut, the Zeekr 7X all-wheel drive. That's actually a fair bit cheaper. I'll do a comparison between those two cars. As you guys probably know, I have ordered a Zeekr 7X. Prices start at 62,000 euros in Europe, £62,000 in the UK, and $89,400 in Australia. It positions itself as, I think, one of the best value performance electric cars in the world, if not the best value. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.